There we go. A little out of focus. Maybe that's what it feels like to come into a new year, and not to be quite in focus. Also, I just arrived home from being away for almost a month in Asia. I was in Kyoto for the teaching. Somebody's messaging me. Let's see. I went to teach in Kyoto, and then after that, I went to Vietnam to join my family for Christmas. And then I flew home on New Year's Eve. So this is my second morning at home. And I'm very happy to be home and starting the new year. Is everything okay, Anastasia? Okay, very good. So we're going to continue with our death meditation. It's a long meditation and it's got many pieces to it. And so I want to continue, going over it and then adding new pieces so that you're able to then do the meditation on your own. So, with that explanation, let's just start. And it's lovely to see all of you here. And wishing you all a very happy new year. Not just happy, but may it be free of suffering and be filled with wisdom and joy and magic. And let's make it be so, right? Let's plant the seeds for that. Oh, wait, I need to switch something up first. Sorry. Okay, let's go back to Zoom. How's that? Everybody see that? Yeah, thank you. Maybe that'll be okay. So, as I said, we're continuing with our meditation, good life beyond death. And really, what are we talking about there? We're talking about planting good seeds in this life. And as we know, they generally do not ripen immediately, our good seeds, nor our bad seeds for that matter. They don't generally ripen immediately. And through the seeds that we plant, the goodness that we plant during our lives, that can take us beyond this idea, this concept of death being something final. Especially in most of our cultures, it's like death is like a cliff and you just drop off it and there's nothing more. And really, what we're talking about here, and I haven't talked about this before, is planting the seeds to transform something called that we label, right? We label it death into something much greater. And that's really what we're talking about here. We're not talking about how to have a good death, although to be able to go through that transition from this life to the next, we do want to plant the seeds so that that goes smoothly and cleanly into our next life beyond death. And so that's really what we're talking about more deeply here. So I just want to plant that, to think about that. So, of course, we're going to meditate. So I hope everybody is ready for meditating. Unfortunately, let me see. I don't see, I see a few faces. Yay. Laura and Anna and Daria and Tu. Hello, Shanti and T. Anastasia, Natasha, Ludmila. Just going through some of the people who have their cameras on. So thank you so much for having your cameras on. And thank you to the rest of you for wanting to be here and to think about these things and how we can use them in our own life and in helping the lives of other people. So get ready to meditate, and we're going to pick up, well, not pick up where we left off. We're going to review our meditation from a month ago, because I'm sure just like me, you have forgotten most of it unless you've been practicing it every day. So, of course, we're starting out like this picture shows, coming out of a forest, backpack, tired, sweaty, hair all messed up, hungry. It's been a struggle coming out of that thick forest, right? So that's where we're going to pick up. So get ready to meditate. Find a comfortable position where your back is straight to let the energy flow up your central channel. Your head is level, neither tipping up nor down, one side to the other, so that your neck is straight and the energy of your central channel can travel all the way up to the crown of your head. Pull your tummy in a little bit, just slightly, and you'll notice that it helps to straighten your body and your central channel, your spine. Feet flat on the floor. Hands comfortably in your lap or on your thighs. Come to your face and relax any muscles that need relaxing. Oh, my forehead's a little tight. Let's relax that. And consciously allow it to just let go. Roll your shoulders onto your back and come to your breath. Feeling the air, the warm air as it goes out and the cooler air as it comes in. We'll start with the preliminaries. So invite in front of you somebody who you really respect, someone who has helped you a lot in this life, someone who has qualities that you too would like to have, and ask them to come in front of you, be here with you during this meditation today. You're so happy to see them, and they're happy to see you. And think of one quality that they have that you would like to be able to have as well. And maybe you're already beginning to develop it because you're being around them. And then offer them a gift in gratitude. And they're very happy with you. And share something good that you have done in the last 24 hours, in these first hours of the new year. And play it back like a movie so both of you can see it. And then there's probably, even though the new year has just started, some moment of something that you're not so proud of that you did or said or thought. Share that with them too. Clean your heart. Let it go. That's so much of what this meditation is about, is letting go of regrets. And they're so happy that you're so honest with yourself and them. You rejoice together. Let's take a moment to rejoice in someone else, like somebody who you've seen or say do something in the last 24 hours that you thought was really cool. And ask those people like that who inspire you to stay with you and to continue to inspire you and teach you. So now that we've cleaned our hearts and collected some goodness, we're going to go into the main meditation. So you're carrying a large backpack full of possessions. You know, there's so much stuff that things are sticking out of your backpack and off your backpack, like your water bottle and extra shoes. You're struggling through the dense forest, getting scratched and stuck. You have to wedge your backpack between the trees and the shrubs. And this represents all of your responsibilities, all the things and friends and work which you have collected in your life. So maybe identify a few of those very specifically. And finally, after pushing through this forest for hours, you get out of the forest and you feel this incredible relief. And there's a large meadow in front of you. In the meadow, there are tables laden with food and drink. And at that moment, you realize how hungry and tired you are. And you want some of that food on the tables. So you start walking towards them, but you can hardly get to them. There's such a big crowd of people also trying to get things off the tables. And everybody's pushing each other, and you too begin pushing others to get what you want. Everyone's pushing someone else. They're hurting each other, trying to get the things that they want. They even notice your extra shoes on your backpack and are trying to pull those off. And out of frustration, you just break out of that place, even though you haven't gotten any food or drink. Looking up, you notice there's a large palace in front of you. And leading up to the palace, there's a bridge going over a moat. You start to cross the bridge. And that's the meditation on the problems of not meditating on death. As you cross over the bridge, you begin throwing things off of your pack and out of your pack and lightening your load. Stuff, relationships, activities that you do, you're getting rid of them as you're crossing the bridge. They land in the water and you feel lighter and lighter. And you get this real feeling of what a death meditation would feel like. And you're light and you begin to dance. Coming to the end of the bridge, there's a meadow. You dance across the meadow before you come to the door of the palace. You're light. Your body's light. And even your clothing has changed to some light silk things. And you just dance right across. And you get this feeling of joy and empowerment of not having too many things and knowing that your mind is clear, your life is clear. And you're concentrating on the most important thing that you could do if you were going to die tonight. You get that feeling of how it would feel. And if you can really get into that feeling, it would feel very, very pleasant. And then looking up as you've danced across the meadow, you notice these two scary guys with big knives and staffs and so on. Those guys, they represent the wrong kind of meditation on death. We don't want to meditate just to be able to not do anything. The purpose of death meditation is not to stay in bed all day. It's not to decide that everything is hopeless or something like that. That's not death meditation. So you take a deep breath and you get up your courage. You look at those two guys and you run as fast as you can. And now that your body is light, you fly right through the guards. And there you are in front of the door of the building. The building is made of adobe earth. It's low. And from a bird's eye view, you can see that there is a courtyard in the middle. And we will have to travel through many rooms to get to the courtyard because we're coming in from the outside. We've already come over the drawbridge and through the meadow. And now you're at the first door. And you go up to the first door. It's big and golden in color. And you open the door. Inside the first room, it's cool because it's an earthen home. And as your eyes adjust to the dimness, you see on your right, chained to the wall, a huge, huge dog. And this dog is so big that when it's standing, it reaches your shoulders. And it's like the nastiest, most aggressive German Shepherd or Pit Bull. If it got loose, it could tear you into nothing. And right now, it is wild. And it's trying to get to you and growling and snarling. And that represents the first part of the meditation on the certainty of death, that death is unstoppable. This dog were to get away, there's no way you can live. And you look up at it and think about that. If your seeds wear out, your good seeds, nothing can help you. So of course, you avoid this ferocious dog and you walk towards the center of the room. The room is circular, not square. And in the center, there's a waist-high stand, and on the stand is an hourglass. The sand is trickling down through the hourglass, and most of it is gone already. It's sliding down quickly, grain by grain. And this represents the second step, or the second justification or reason for the meditation, the reason that we say death is certain. You are looking at the time of your life as it's flying by, and nothing can stop that flow. And even as you look at it, you're losing more time. Get a sense of your life flowing on. You can't take a rest. You can't stop from your life. It's not like you can sit down and not have another hour go by. Even as we sit here and do this meditation, or we're at the gym or doing our yoga, whether you're eating or whether you're enjoying yourself or not, life is flying by and you can't slow it down. In every moment, you're moving closer to death. So as you look at the hourglass, think of those things. No rest, no time to stop. Even while you sleep, you die. And then you're entering a long stone corridor. And you begin running down the corridor. And on the walls are pictures of the teachers you have, or the spiritual books you've read, or the different teachings you've been through. You're running. And they're like the teachings you had with Geshe Michael one time, and the teaching you had with Ellie. Each teaching, you can see it like a painting on the wall. You're running and you don't have time to think much about it, any of those teachings. And then they're gone. And you're still running. And the next teaching is going by. You don't have time to stop and learn it well or study it or meditate on it. You're always running on to the next thing. The thing is all gone already. Imagine some of the things you've had, how little time you've had to think about them or study them carefully or meditate on them properly or do a retreat on them. You're just rushing by them and then they're gone. The next one, the next one, the next one. And this represents the fact that even while you're alive, you have so little time to study important spiritual things. So little free time. So this is an easy way to remember 3 parts of the meditation on the certainty of death. Think of some of the specific teachings you've had that you didn't really digest well because you didn't have the time. So for a quick review, we have had 6 parts of the meditation. 3 that were like a preliminary or a warm-up. And then we had 3 that relate to meditating on how death is certain. The first 3 were coming out of the forest loaded down, fighting for food at the table, which is what's wrong about not thinking about death. The second one was crossing the bridge, and that was thinking about how good it would be to meditate on your death. And you were dumping things off your back. And then you passed your wrong idea about death meditation and went into the right one, which is like freedom to do what you always wanted to do spiritually. And then we came to the first door. And when you look at the door, you think, oh, now I'm entering the 3 reasons for why we can say that death is certain. You enter, and there's that ferocious dog on the right, and that's that death is unstoppable. It represents your dirty seeds. And then we moved on towards the center of the room, circular room, and there's an hourglass. And looking at the hourglass, you think about how your life has leaked away so far and keeps leaking away at the same rate. That we have no ability to slow it down. So we begin running. We're running down the hallway, trying to beat time. But we don't have time to study all the things that we've already learned, or to learn all the things we want to learn and have heard about. Well, there's no time to meditate on them anyway. And that's the end of the first of the 3 big divisions of the death meditation. Come back to your breath. Come back to your room. 3 long exhales. When you're ready, open your eyes and stretch. Did you remember any of that? It's kind of hard when we only do this once a month. It's much better if you learn this meditation and retreat, in fact. In any case, we have this format that we can use, and so we do what we can. So we've gotten up to the point that nothing can help us except the goodness that we have collected in this life. Not your friends, not your family. Here we have a picture of a man on his deathbed with his family holding his hands surrounding him. They don't want him to go, but they can't stop him. Think how lonely that will feel. Rarely are we really alone, but on that day, you're totally alone. Your friends and family can't help you. Your stuff, it's like not even one little molecule or atom of it can help you. Not even your own body. And there's this sense that your holy space, you, have been violated by this other person, this person who is dying. It's like this outrage that you feel in your heart, even when you hear about rape or something, that someone would violate another person's body. And when the idea of losing a piece of your body is so repulsive to most people, like diabetics who have to have an amputation or something, that you have to do or else you're going to die. I have a friend right now who in February, he's young, he's in his 50s and has to have open heart surgery to replace a valve. It's like, why? He's 50 years old. There's this sense of outrage. And we don't want to part with any piece of ourselves. I don't know about where you guys live, but here in the US, we create a space. There's like this unspoken rule that nobody comes closer than, say, 2 feet into your space. And if they do, you're like really irritated. So imagine when they actually violate your body space and you feel this outrage, this anger. It's like, wait a minute, you're in my space. Comes into your heart. Imagine what losing the whole thing at once would be like. One big shot, one big violation of every single piece of your body. This thing that you take so much for granted is going to be ripped away from us mercilessly with no mercy at all. You can't even watch it, right? You're in it. And you can't take anything with you. You can't take your body, your things, your friends, your family, the people around you, and ultimately even your own name, your own face, your identity. Be gone. So what do you take with you? You take your mental continuum. And that mental continuum is full of all the seeds that you've collected in this life. And that's all you get to take with you. You can't leave any of those behind. So it's opposite of what you think. You think it'd be some comfort to have more things, or some comfort to be healthier, or some comfort to have more friends or family. But the truth is, the pain will be more when you die. And the effort you took to get those things, which normally involves more negative effort than positive effort, means you'll enter your next existence with more bad seeds in your mind than good seeds. And that's all we have to take with us. So heck, what should we really be concentrating on? 8 hours a day, 50 weeks, 52 weeks a year. Is making sure that the right things are in our mental continuum. That's the only thing you can take with you. That's why seeds are so important. But silly us, we do the reverse. We spend 52 weeks a year making sure we have the outside physical things that we can't take with us. That my physical body is pretty and healthy at the expense of spending time doing good. It's the reverse of what a death meditator would do. If you're a really good death meditator, you'd be spending 52 weeks a year, 8 hours a day on filling up your heart and your mind with good, kind seeds. And then a little of whatever external things you need to keep you alive. You would keep that effort at a minimum. And, not just alive, but to be comfortable for practice. Comfortable bed, comfortable food, comfortable cushion for your meditation, nice air, a job that will help you to maintain that, but not be the total focus, the central focus of your life. So those are the next things to think about. So we're going to quickly go back through the meditation because I really want you guys to be able to do this on your own. And through repetition, we know it becomes clearer and clearer. So close your eyes. We're going to go back to where we first entered the palace again. Look at that big oak golden door in front of you, which represents that you must die. You go into the first room, You see the huge shoulder-high wild dog chained to the wall on the right. Think, death can't be stopped. Seeds wearing out cannot be stopped. And then you move on to the stand, and on the stand, there's the hourglass. You see the sand running through. Most of it's already gone. And this represents that your life is leaking away even as you sleep, as you talk to others, as you sit in this class. You're getting older. Your life is leaking away all the time at the same rate, never pausing. You leave the hourglass in the big circular room and you go into a corridor and you begin running. There are pictures on the wall. They have little lights above them. You're passing them by quickly and you only have a few fleeting seconds to recognize one of your teachers or one of your teachings. Your life is just too busy, moving by too fast to stop and look at them or appreciate them, to learn deeply what they have to teach you. That's how you're running down the corridor. And it represents the fact that even if you do decide to study or to practice, you don't have much time. You never have enough time. And now at the end of the corridor, there's a green door. It's huge. It's rectangular. And that represents the second step of the meditation. You don't know when you're going to die. The time is not fixed. You look at the door for just a second and think, now I'm entering the meditation on how the time of death is not fixed. It is not certain. And then you come into the room. It's an elongated triangular door there. And you're walking in, and at the top of the triangle, and the top is furthest away from the other two corners, this triangular door opens into a larger room. And right in front of you as you walk in is a garbage can. You look into the garbage can, and at the bottom is a big calendar with the number 75 on it in red. And that means forget this average lifespan thing. You look at that calendar and you say, that's a lie. It's a lie that you will have until you're 75 years old or something. And it's a cruel lie of our culture. There's no average for any single person. And there's no reason why you should expect to live any longer than this week or today. It's unreasonable to say, I have so many years left until the average. And then as this room widens out, it's a normal room. There's furniture in it. There's chairs, there's a carpet, there's a TV screen, there's books. You're walking through them to the other side of the room, and you're aware that somewhere there's like a tripwire. Somewhere in that room. And that if you touch it, you'll die. The bomb will go off, the place will explode, and you'll die. And it's one of those objects around you. You're looking at the objects one by one. Could it be the blanket on the bed? It might catch fire one night and burn me. That won't happen to me. Could it be the chair? How many people died slipping off a chair? Look at each object like that. Think that they could kill you. Food on the table. Something in that food could kill you. Walk through the room realizing that all the things that you need to keep you alive, one of them will probably kill you. And then as you're walking toward the door at the base of the triangle in the middle, as you start to approach the door, you step on a thorn. You lean down, you take it out of your foot, and there's a little tiny spot of blood that comes out. How fragile my body is. How little it takes to kill it. So this is the meditation on how fragile our body is and how many little things can kill your body. A little virus picked up from someone else called COVID-19. A little break in a chromosome in a single cell in your body, which kills you of cancer. And then you look up and there's a red door leading into another room. You look at it for a moment and reflect. This is the third of the main meditations. And I'm going to meditate about how when I die, only my spiritual life can help me. So come back to the room. Come back to your breath. 3 long exhales. So, knowing that we have to die, what do? We must decide to begin our practice of being kind to others and ourselves. Period. And knowing that we could die anytime, that it's not fixed, we must quit primarily focusing on our worldly work. And we have to do that today. We have to start doing it today. Stop focusing primarily on that immediately. What does that mean? It means to ask the question of what is the most important thing I can do? Could this death meditation help me to do that every day? To remember what is the most important thing to do? To remember that it's a waste of time to argue with somebody who's right, who's wrong. That it's a waste of time to scroll through your social media, to read the news, whatever it is, right? And then the third thing, finally, since nothing else can help us, we must devote ourselves to kindness now. Like a person who's going to go hiking many miles doesn't fill up their pack with a lot of junk that they won't be needing. We have the years of our life. How can we use them best? I was talking with a friend yesterday, and you know, a lot of my friends are in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and saying, now that we're older, it seems we might be a little bit wiser. And it's like such a waste to hold on to any hurts or any anger from the past. It just eats up our life and it just plants negative seeds. Can we let go of them? What does it take to let go of them? Maybe it just takes a decision to say, yeah, I was hurt. It's done. It's over. Let's move on. Let's not create any more negative seeds around it. Let's devote ourselves to, as someone who is a poet who I really like said, of bruising others. Let's give up bruising others. And let's give up bruising ourselves. And let's start today. It's the second day of the new year. Why not just start today? And unfortunately, we're out of time and we'll have to pick this up next month. So I hope you didn't fall asleep during meditation and that by going over it a few times, and we'll keep doing that, especially since we just meet together once a month to do this. these videos are available on YouTube and for the Russian speaking community. It it is available. I don't remember how it's available, but it's being made available to you because you can't get YouTube. And if any other country needs it to be accessible some other way than YouTube, but use it. Use it to do your morning meditation. And you can just do pieces of it at a time and then add a little more each time. So Shanti says, one of my great grandsons died at 13 months and his cousin died at 21 months. I have photos of their great great grandmother holding them. We never expected them to die before her. And it's so true. It's so true. I mean, I lost a baby before it was even born. And we don't expect these things to happen. And I lost a little 5-year-old friend as well. And I have a friend who lost her daughter. We don't expect our children to die before us. But there's no certainty of the time of death. And so we're basically focusing on talking about our own time of death and how to plant the seeds for that. And then some of the other classes will be talking about how do we help others at the time of death or leading up to death. So we're trying to cover different aspects, each of us focusing on a different position of looking at life. And this thing that, remember, it's just an idea, a concept, like everything else called death. Maybe it's just a transition to something else. So thank you for coming. We have a very small group of people today. It's lovely to see you and thank you for coming. And yeah, as I said, please use this material. I think it will make your life richer and remind us of what's important, right? And I also want to thank Shanti for teaching a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, Shanti, and bringing her wisdom. She said to me, I'm not used to just teaching like this. Usually I have some dialogue with people, right?
Yep.
And I think it's a really important thing to have that dialogue. So it's something we're going to continue to work on.
Mhm.
What are the questions that we have? What are our thoughts? What are our feelings? And get into exploring that. And we're not in this alone. We're in it together, right? And we all have our different insights and wisdom and invite you to share them here. I know we haven't made much time to do that. I don't know, these hour classes seem very short to me, this format. Maybe we should think about making it longer. Maybe you can let us know in your Telegram group what you think about doing that. And I know Lara, who's here as well, has a lot to share as well. So we will be expanding people who will be sharing their life's work of working with people in transition, beings in transition, and see Blue Sky Friends grow and expand around the world. And soon, just for a few more minutes here, I'm putting together a newsletter to send to everybody about our first baby steps, our first year of creating this program. And we'll be sharing that with you in the next few days, hopefully. So, Happy New Year. May we bring peace and joy and magic into each of our lives and those of the people around us. And hopefully, I'll see you before next month. Thanks. If you want to stay on, I'm happy to talk and share. So I'll hang out here for a few minutes. Anybody? All right, then. See you later. Thank you to all of the interpreters. Thank you to the tech team. I don't know how you keep it all together, but you're amazing. And we couldn't do this without you. So thank you so much. And see you soon. Bye bye.